Mail Sport, with the help of our readers, is on a mission to find the greatest player of all time at each of the 20 Premier League clubs. Today it's the turn to look at the legends of Manchester City, from 1930s goal machine Erik Brook through Mike Summerbee and Colin Bell to present-day superstars like Kevin De Bruyne. And once you've made up your mind who is all the best ever, it's time to vote. Manchester City were always a big club, but 8 league titles in the last 13 seasons, as well as outstanding success in knockout competitions including Champions League victors in 2023, have pushed them onto a new level. For 78 years, Erik Brook was the club's record scorer, netting 177 times between 1928 and 1939. He provided an assist in the 1934 FA Cup final win, was ever present in their first championship season, 1936-37. Brook didn't top score that year, however. The honour went to Peter Doherty, whose 32 goals made him the leading marksman in the First Division. Fellow great Len Shackleton tagged Doherty genius of geniuses, and the Northern Ireland forward possessed an elegance that lifted City above the blood and thunder approach of most teams in the era. City's next glorious period came in the late 1960s, when they won the League Championship, FA Cup and European Cup Winners' Cup in a swashbuckling style under managerial duo Joe Mercer and Malcolm Allison. Goalkeeper Bert Trautmann had an important part to play in modern British history. A German prisoner of war, he stayed in this country after 1945 and became a popular figure, particularly after playing on with a broken neck to help Man City beat Birmingham to lift the FA Cup in 1956. Francis Lee, who later became chairman after amassing a business fortune outside football, was a stocky and powerful striker whose £60,000 arrival from Bolton triggered City's success. He scored in City's 4-3 win at Newcastle, which saw them famously pip Manchester United to the 1968 championship. Renowned for winning and taking penalties, his most important penalty came in 1970 when City defeated Górnik Zabrze of Poland 2-1 to win their first European trophy. Winger Mike Summerbee provided the glamour that his good friend George Best gave United across the road. When Buzzer arrived at Main Road from Swindon in 1965, City were in the second division. Summerbee was ever present as they won promotion in his debut season, and 2 years after that they were champions of England. He is still a visible presence at the club as an ambassador. Colin Bell won 48 caps, and it would have been a lot more without a serious knee injury that effectively ended his career at 29. Bell's running power from midfield earned him the moniker Nijinsky after the legendary racehorse, and he was able to score all types of goals, from poachers' efforts to stunning strikes from outside the penalty area. Bell passed away in 2021. As a sign of how respected he is at City, there is a stand named after him at the Etihad Stadium. Providing dependability was defender Alan Oakes, who has played for the Citizens more times, 680, than anyone else. Oakes was at the club from 1959 to 1976 and would have played for England had he not been competing with Bobby Moore for a place during his prime. Just about the only mistake Oakes made came on his debut aged 17, when he gave away a penalty, saved by Trautmann. The purchase of City by Abu Dhabi owners in 2008 revolutionized the club and was the dawning of a new era. Vincent Kompany had actually signed just before the takeover, and the Belgian centre-back went on to captain the club as they began to dominate the domestic game. Overcoming a series of injuries, Kompany's long-range strike against Leicester in 2019 was voted goal of the season as City pipped Liverpool in an epic title race. A few weeks later, he then ended his career in England by lifting the FA Cup following a 6-0 romp against Watford at Wembley, completing a unique domestic clean sweep for City. The most famous goal in City's history was undoubtedly scored by Sergio Aguero in the dying seconds against QPR in 2012 that gave City their first Premier League title at rivals United's expense. It was one of a record 260 goals the Argentine scored for City, breaking Brook's 78-year run in 2017, and he won a total of 15 trophies including 5 league titles. If Kun Aguero was the ultimate assassin, David Silva supplied the ammunition. The Spaniard debunked the theory that you had to be a physically imposing player to succeed in English football. Dubbed Merlin by teammates because of his wizardry on the ball, the slightly built Silva helped Pep Guardiola replicate the tiki-taka style from Barcelona and make it successful in England. In 2018, they won the title with an unprecedented 100 points, winning 32 of 38 games with Silva as their conductor. That was Guardiola's first of 6 Premier League triumphs, and goalkeeper Ederson and Kevin De Bruyne have been involved in all of them. De Bruyne is regarded as one of the greatest, if not the very greatest, the Premier League has ever seen. Some of the passes he sees and delivers defy the laws of geometry, and his record of 112 assists is second only to Ryan Giggs, who played in the division for 2 decades. The presence, the consistency, the numbers, has been amazing, acknowledges an appreciative Guardiola. Signing Ederson in 2017 allowed Guardiola's City to play the way he wanted him to. Besides being brave and dynamic, the Brazilian possesses the best pair of feet ever seen in a keeper and can dictate play from between the sticks. H is good at his day job as well. His instinctive save from Inter's Robin Gosens in injury time was as important to City winning the 2023 Champions League final as Rodri's goal.